Hey everyone, it's Queen Salter, your host for Dance Teachers Unite 2015, and I want to welcome you to a very special day where we're talking about probably the most important people in your studio, besides from you. It's those awesome students that you serve every single day, sometimes 7 days a week. And so I wanted to bring on a friend, a dear friend who has been part of the dance industry internationally for over 20 years, and that is the amazing Miss Kelley. Abbey, hey Kel.
Hello.
Great to have you here. Now, Kel, for those that don't know much about you, can you give us like a snapshot, a 60-second snapshot of who you are and what you do in the world of dance?
I've had a big, really long performing career where I was a commercial dancer, and I've been the ensemble of musicals, and then I was the leads in musicals. Then I started choreographing the musicals. But I've kind of been a performer in film and television and theatre, and then I've gone on to be a choreographer and then a director in film, television, and theatre. Happy Feet is one of my movies, won the Oscar. I've choreographed about 10 musicals. One of them was Hugh Jackman's Boy from Oz that I won a Helpman for. And the last musical I directed and choreographed was Fame the Musical, which I won a Helpman for. So I've had a very lucky, blessed life.
Yeah, and the great thing and why I wanted to speak to you is because you've worked with so many artists, from casting them in the audition room to working with them for Happy Feet, for a film, for musicals. And so you know what it's like to be an artist, but you also get probably a really unique insight into the life of an artist when you're working with them. And our studio owners are like raising these little kids up to be performers and dancers. And so I wanted for you to share some insight to how our studio owners can really help their students in growing and becoming performers, because it's not an easy life, is it?
It's not an easy life, but I don't kind of focus on it that way, because I think there's things that aren't easy in every.
Of course.
So I kind of, yes, it's hard, but like if you look at the flip side of both parts of the double edge of the sword, yes, it's not stable. It's not the same every week, but hey, that's great. There's no routine. You don't get bored. So I always look at the positive parts of it. Yes, there's downtime, but in our worlds, downtime is a perfect place to sow the seeds for creativity, to nurture the next thing you want to do, and work on yourself and work on the things that you need to kind of break your boundaries and push yourself forward as an artist. So downtime is actually really important. It's how you use them is the most important thing. I mean, for studio owners, I think the big part in nurturing the students is nurturing their creativity and being able to push them in all directions in regards to being able to adapt to all different dance styles, just not specialising in one, and being able to, equalise the juggling balls and get them at the same height in regards to your vocal ability, your acting ability, and your dance ability. Because even though people say they're triple threats, I find most often we have they're really strong at one or two, and there's always the third one that's kind of the weaker thing. And the more equalised you can get with the balls, the more employable you are, and the more interesting paint you are for a choreographer or director to pick to paint their canvas, So, and any kind of special skills that you have that are unique to you. And I think what's great for teachers to focus on is what is unique about the individual person, and how can they be pushed, and how can they be nourished, and how can they be nurtured in regards to what are their strengths as well.
Yeah, that's great advice. I guess what we find as dance teachers or studio owners is the students tend to gravitate more to what they're really great at, so they really work on that strength, and they're like, I don't like tap, tap scoring, or I don't want to do singing lessons because I hate practicing the scales over and over and over again. So what are some things that our studio owners and our teachers can be doing to get them to be an all-rounder and really get those balls up in the places where they're not really keen on doing much work?
Funny, I was having a chat in a session I was doing the other day with a dancer who was going, I'm not a singer, and it seems like there's the Pacific Ocean between a dancer believing that they can sing. And you know, and I was a dancer. I was very much a dancer, just a dancer, and I never thought that I could sing. And so I had to build that bridge for myself and kind of cross the Pacific Ocean. And I think the best way to do that with students is to go, you know, I say to people, when you're learning how to do a triple turn, you don't kind of give up. Like, you do it and you fall over, and you do it and you fall over, and you do it and you fall over, and you keep doing it until you get it. And I think we get impatient with singing, or dancers do, because they can't get it kind of straight away, and they kind of tend to just give up. And I say, you know, how many years have you spent dancing in parallel to how much time have you put focus into singing? And if you could take the confidence, if you own your level of what your strength is, and take that confidence and take that into singing and go and do the pliés and the tendus of singing, meaning the scales or the intervals, then you can actually grow faster rather than going at the bottom and kind of like creeping your way up, because half of singing is confidence. You know, and you can be nervous and dance and kind of cover it, but you can't be nervous and sing. So, because you're totally exposed. So it is a lot about emotional confidence. I say to people, go to karaoke. Go and get confidence at singing in front of people. That's the thing. It's different from singing in your shower in regards to singing at the singing lesson in front of the teacher, or singing on the X on the floor in front of the 12 people on the panel on a musical. So it's being able to beat that emotional kind of hurdle in regards to getting your voice out and being heard. And I think there's a mental thing in regards to just going over that block as well, especially for a dancer, because we're silent soul expressionists, and all of a sudden, boom, this big foreign thing's coming out of your mouth, and you're not used to even hearing yourself, let alone singing. And what we do is dancers tend to judge their voices as they're singing. So they come out of the experience and they judge it, and then they shut down and close off. Whereas if we did that while we were dancing, we would kind of stop dancing too, but we've managed to find a way to dance without shutting ourselves down if you found your strength in it. So it's owning your level at one, coming into the next thing with the same level of confidence, and knowing that you've got to go to the ballet bar with it.